Colonial period 1607 to 1776. In 1607, the English established the Jamestown settlement in Virginia, marking the beginning of English colonization in North America. Over the next century, several English colonies were established along the eastern coast, including Massachusetts, New York, Pennsylvania, and Georgia. Tensions between the colonies and the British government grew over issues like taxation and representation. In 1775, the American Revolutionary War began, with colonists fighting for independence from British rule. In 1775, the American Revolutionary War began, with colonists fighting for independence from British rule. Early Republic, 1776 to 1848. The American Revolution continued until 1783 when the Treaty of Paris was signed, recognizing the United States as an independent country. In 1787, the U.S. Constitution was drafted, establishing a federal government with a system of checks and balances. George Washington became the first president of the United States in 1789. The Louisiana Purchase in 1803 doubled the size of the country and expanded westward. The War of 1812 against Britain solidified U.S. independence and led to increased nationalism. The War of 1812 against Britain solidified U.S. independence and led to increased nationalism. The War of 1812 against Britain solidified U.S. independence and led to increased nationalism. The Mexican-American War, 1846 to 1848, resulted in the United States acquiring vast territories in the Southwest. Industrialization and Progressive Era, 1865 to 1918. The late 19th century saw rapid industrialization and urbanization, with the rise of industries like steel, railroads, and oil. The United States became a global economic power, and millions of immigrants arrived seeking economic opportunities. Progressive Era reforms focused on addressing social and political issues, such as women's suffrage and workers' rights. The United States entered World War I in 1917 on the side of the Allies and played a significant role in the war's outcome. Roaring Twenties, Great Depression, and World War II, 1919 to 1945. The 1920s were characterized by economic prosperity, cultural changes, and the rise of consumerism. The Wall Street crash of 1929 triggered the Great Depression, a severe economic downturn lasting throughout the 1930s. President Franklin D. Roosevelt implemented the New Deal programs to combat the effects of the Great Depression. The United States entered World War II in 1941 following the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor. The U.S. played a crucial role in the Allied victory, and the war led to America's emergence as a global superpower. Cold War and Civil Rights Era, 1945 to 1980. The Cold War between the United States and the Soviet Union dominated international relations, marked by political, economic, and military tensions. The civil rights movement of the 1950s and 1960s sought to end racial segregation and secure equal rights for African Americans. The 1960s were also characterized by social and cultural changes, including the Vietnam War protests and the counterculture movement. The United States achieved significant advancements in space exploration, culminating in the Apollo 11 moon landing in 1969. Modern Era, 1980-present. The 1980s witnessed conservative policies under President Ronald Reagan, focusing on deregulation and tax cuts. The collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991 marked the end of the Cold War and left the United States as the sole superpower. Technological advancements, including the rise of the Internet, transformed communication and shaped the global economy. The United States faced significant challenges, including the September 11th attacks in 2001 and subsequent wars in Afghanistan and Iraq. Political developments, economic fluctuations, and social movements have continued to shape the nation's history up to the present day.